I definitely sleep better at night realizing that vXchnge has the certifications that we actually require internally. Since we are running disaster recovery there, the HIPAA compliance is a very, very big one just for healthcare in general. The big piece for us was delineated network connectivity, because then we could rely on our existing validations of HIPAA certification needs rather than having to rely on vXchnge managing that piece. Disaster recovery is necessary for us because we're a hospital system with thousands of beds of patients that could be at any of our site at any given time. In an ideal state, our primary data center stays up 100% of the time. That's never going to be the case anywhere. There's always some level of a disaster that could impact the basics of your data center, whether it be a cable cut by one of our vendors, whether it be a fire like we had at this data center that happened due to CenterPoint sending power down the wrong direction. Anything can impact you. It could be a hurricane coming from the Gulf and a tree get thrown on top of your building. There's lots of different ways that you can be impacted, but you should always have a resiliency strategy. In a hospital, the resiliency needs to always be the primary applications required to run the hospital. So our reasoning for a disaster recovery data center option, we need to ensure that 100% of our tier 1 applications can be online all the time, regardless of data center location. The business of healthcare is always 24/7 by 365 due to the fact that people are always doing something that could easily make them unhealthy at some point in their lives. And when they request that help, you need to be always ready to give it. Since the hospital's always open and the hospital now resides almost fully on electronic documentation and electronic IT-based systems, our data center services and IT infrastructure needs to be available 24/7 by 365. Having a person available at any time is a distinct advantage in data center services. There is always a case where your ILO or your IPMI or your iDRAC option does not function appropriately, and now you need somebody to go press a button, click something, or just validate that what you are seeing on the digital screen over the internet is actually what's occurring on that physical host. Having the option to be able to bring somebody in and use live eyes and ears to be able to help you troubleshoot a situation can save hours worth of additional time. Houston Methodist does trust vXchnge's capability, functionality, and staff to be able to support our data center infrastructure needs.